This is Quest of Life. We are a not for profit offering free online peer support groups, and this is a demonstration of a facilitated group. So keep in mind that your experience might not look and or feel the same as this streaming group. Not every group can be the same, as every facilitator is different, and so are the group dynamics. That said, if you'd like to join a support group, you can join us through questoflife.org. And if you want to support us monetarily so we can run more free groups for more people, please also do that via our website, questoflife.org.
How's everybody doing? How was your weeks?
I can start. I had 3 good things happen this week. One is I finished. That's out of the way now. Then I'm gonna play violin in one of the musicals at my uni, so that's super exciting. And I had ice cream for breakfast, so today's good. And that's kind of it for this week. Yeah. I had a topic last week, but I forgot what it was, and I don't have anything new. So for now, I guess I'll pass to Pam.
Thank you. I had, I guess you could call it an eventful week. And a lot happened. I have 1 week left in my internship, and I'm still figuring out what to job hunt for when the internship ends. So that is kind of stressing and at the same time exciting to see where it leads or what's gonna happen after the week is ending. I feel a little stressed out in general, and I'm trying to figure out how to deal with that. Mm. Yeah, I think that's where I am. I'm still feeling shy. I am. And I guess I'm not sure what it's called, like laying low. I think I would say that. Yeah, I think work went well. I accomplished some tasks, and I poured a lot of energy into the internship, so that's great. And then I am struggling with doing tasks and things for myself and my well-being. So it's like the balance between sacrificing energy into work or energy into taking care of myself. Yeah, that's my check-in. I will send it forward to Marsh.
I feel like it has been a very busy week for me, to the point where I was working on Saturday as well, and then I had to work a lot today as well. So they're just non-stop working. Um, I started therapy again last week, so that was interesting. And what else? Yeah, had interesting encounter about guilt recently and emotional vulnerability and what that means to me. So I think that's something I thought about a lot yesterday. But that's basically my week, I think. I guess passing it to Anne.
before I go, is it that we don't have topics today, or you skipped it this round? Okay.
I guess I don't have a particular topic. I would like to explore the topic we had last week. Yeah, I think that was interesting. I don't remember what it was exactly. It was something about. Yeah, I can't remember. We will check the notes.
Yeah, it's probably in the notes if somebody wants to look.
Mars, did you have a topic for today?
I think guilt would be interesting because that was very relevant. Happened yesterday, so.
How was my week? It was, well, I found a house, so we've been fixing it, but it feels good to have a place to sleep. Yeah, feels like I'm settling back in and not as stressed out as before. Yeah, very hectic week. A lot of doing, running around, calling people, managing things. So I was trying to figure out what topic for today, and I couldn't come up with anything.
I looked in the notes, and the topic, the other topic we were talking about last week is the scenario where it's hard to get support when needing it, and finding it harder to get support the more you need support.
I'm now realizing there's another side to it as well for me, where like if I have a good week, it feels like, well, there's nothing to actually work on because things are good.
I'm kind of envious that you guys have good weeks. I think I always have a topic.
Yeah, I feel like a week, 2 weeks ago, I had like many topics, but now I can't connect with those anymore.
So that could be a topic in of itself, like somehow like how it just kind of disappears when there's a lot of to talk about, but when not feeling or feeling better, it disappears. Not that it should stay, I guess, but I think there's something to it. I saw Jake is thinking.
I'm trying to formulate something around this. Well, originally I was thinking, so three people had really stressful weeks. So Anne was still like finding a house and like found a house. So like now she's like in relief. And then Pam and Marcent were both like just stressful weeks. So yeah, I was thinking about that. But as far as no topic, let me think about that one.
Or guilt. That was a topic.
What are everyone's preferences towards what we talk about?
I feel like I took quite a bit of emotional real estate last week, so then I prefer talking about other people first. But if there's really no topic, then I don't mind talking about mine.
Is that coming
I
from
am
a...
open to talk. Sorry.
Go ahead.
I was just saying I'm open to both. Like, yeah. And I don't see anything wrong with Marge talking 2 times in a row. Like, she is a new member, so for me it's logical or like normal that there's also more to dig into because we have had like 12th week before this.
Yeah, I was kind of curious, Mars. Like, is it coming from a place of sort of like you don't want to take up too much space so that it's fair or something like that, or more like your capacity is like, well, you've shared a lot last week, so you want space for yourself?
I think it's more fairness.
I don't really have a topic, so personally, I'm very open to talking about yours.
All right. Like, is that us nonchalantly going into mine, or I don't know.
Yes.
Let's do it.
Cool.
I guess what happened, or yeah.
Jake, do you have thoughts? I can see you kind of smiling, so.
I don't know. That just felt weird. It felt like Tom was like, "Well, I don't have a topic," and it felt like Pam and Ann just kind of defaulted to that because Pam did have a topic, but yeah, I don't really know what happened there. But
I would agree that I defaulted to it, but it was a choice.
okay,
So, yeah.
cool. I guess if you want to talk about it more sense, go for it.
Sure. How do I even want to start? Let me think. Okay, so I guess a thing happened actually probably 3 weeks ago or 4 weeks ago before I joined the group itself, which was my sister's wedding. And just a lot of things happened actually within the wedding itself, but we'll just cut one section of it specifically. Uh, yeah, I just think I feel very guilty about how do I phrase this? I think sometimes if you hurt somebody and the other person is a bad person, like there's justification, right? Of like, okay, like this person's bad, so then I say this thing to this, or like if I'm not able to provide certain things, it's okay. But I think there's genuinely like kind people, and when you're unwilling, like unable to meet their expectation, there's just like a huge amount of guilt that is like unescapable. That makes sense. So I think that's kind of what happened in the wedding specifically, where I'm like, oh, I feel. Well, it's not like it happened in the wedding specifically, but I think everything kind of comes together at that point where like I can't really like escape this feeling, and I just go, oh yeah, I just feel really guilty about this person. And this is related to not being able to reciprocate someone's romantic interest towards me. And this person liked me for like 15 years or more. There's that. This is my best friend.
would feel guilty too.
And sometimes you can tell, if somebody likes you, even though they're like, yeah, we moved on, like it's cool, like don't worry about it. But you can see the way that they really care about you. And I'm like, what do I do? Do I act like I don't see it, right? Because they're trying to hide it, or do I actively avoid them, which is also a path that I've chosen back in the days because I'm like, you can't move on if I don't have distance. But then that also makes them feel like okay, we're not hanging out. So then like there's just so much like I don't know what's the best course of action here. Which I believe I chose the best course was like, okay, I'm just gonna distance myself because you're not doing it. Like it's been many years. But like yeah, like it's my first encounter with pure guilt. There's no shame because I know like I didn't do anything wrong. Like I know that. But I just know that my existence is continuously hurting someone that I really care about.
I'm thinking of the feeling about like my parents, where the logic is, yeah, like they're good people. They raised me. I'm supposed to pay it back or like do something nice. So then lately, these few years, there's the other logic, which is I don't owe my parents anything. They chose to have me. They chose to raise me. So yeah, I'm also torn between that.
Yeah, it just feels so heavy. It's like, okay, do I live my own life? Do I take care of them? And even if I take care of them, like, what is the right course of action? How much of myself should I sacrifice in order to fulfill my guilt or like resolve my guilt? Or even just like for the cause itself?
That sounds like in some way, it's as if you owe them something.
For my case specifically, I think I don't know if I want to owe something because if I owe something, then I can do something about it. But if I like don't owe anything, then like I don't know what to do with just like continuously hurting people. And if I don't owe something, then I can like, okay, I don't owe this person anything. Like I can just walk away, right? So then there's just like a level of being in debt because of other people. It's just very hard. Like I would rather not be in debt and be very independent.
Does it feel like you're in debt?
I feel like there's times that I am, there's times that I'm not. But there's moments where I feel like, yeah, I'm very in debt. Because like I really hurt this person, so now I incur the credit. But there's times where like, yeah, I really don't like this person does need to like resolve this on their own. Like I don't know. The help cannot come from me. Yeah, like the help like can't come from me, so then I can distance myself and like it's okay. But I think there's moments where like this person is being very, very kind and keep giving me support. And I'm like, well, there's an imbalance here. So if I take less, or if I like is given less, then I feel more okay about it.
But then,
But that's
Yeah.
like not fair, I feel like, because then I'm like doing it for me and not but it's for them as well, because like I think they need to have some space. So I don't really know like how to sort the situation fairly. Like it's like lose the situation, because like if I take, okay, then I'm in debt, then I'm bad, like I shouldn't take. But then if I don't take, then it's like for me, and like it's just, like this person is just continuously like losing as well. Like I'm losing, they're losing. And last night I went to dinner, man, a friend roasted me so hard. I was like, damn, I'm gonna cry. Because I think he has the experience being the opposite. So then he's like, he can't really sympathize with me. So he's like, what did you do this to this man? And I'm like, oh, what do you want me to do?
Jake, you look like you have a lot of thoughts.
Me?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. uh, what was one of them? Yeah, the primary one was like this person is like overexerting themselves, and uh, they're putting themselves in a very like vulnerable state, and you are the one who has to limit the damage they take essentially, and that feels like uh, very hard because it seems like they are willing to keep like sacrificing and keep doing this, but you are the one who has to like put a limit on their uh kindness or like actions or something. Well, I don't think it's like kindness necessarily because there's a motive there, but yeah. And then the whole thing with like the getting roasted feels uh yeah, it's just like you're getting like criticized for something that feels powerless, and then no one actually is like helping you resolve the situation because it's difficult to resolve, so you're just kind of stuck.
Yeah, more context. I didn't know he liked me until 3 years ago or 4 years ago, and he said to me that like he was never going to tell me, because he just like promised to himself that like, oh god, I'm gonna cry, like I am that important to him. It's like legit K drama. Like it's so heavy, and I'm like, what am I gonna do about this? But I think he also knows how heavy it is, so that's why he hid it from me. And then, so then when he told me, then I'm like, okay, then I need to like give space to him. And then I think the more I do that, the more he's like, he really likes me. And then I'm like, okay, then I should not do that. And it just becomes a cycle of like, crap, I don't know what to do. I need to exit this situation, I think. But even then, like he understands. So then I saw him that night in the wedding, like he just like continuously understands. And he like continuously just like stand there and like take care of me.
Yeah, and it kind of sounds like because he told you, or like now that you know, that's kind of dumped this huge responsibility on you.
Yeah. And I don't think he wants me to feel responsible. So then I'm now responsible to not feel responsible. So he feels okay if I don't feel guilty. But if I like can't, which I legit told him and I cried and I start sobbing because I'm like, I don't know what to do. Because, oh, I was a little bit drunk as well. But like, I was like, I don't know what to do. And I just kind of like hugged him and I just like, I just don't know what to do. Um, and then I didn't notice, but I heard that like he was actually also crying on his way back home, and I'm like, oh my goodness, I didn't need to know this information, but now I know. I'm like, I feel even worse, because I shouldn't like. I feel like I cried, which made him cry, which then like made the situation even worse.
How's everybody feeling hearing about this?
Trapped.
I would say confused and sorrowful. I imagine it will feel hurtful and scared because it sounds like the relationship becomes estranged or strangled. If that's the correct word.
I wish it is, because then like it like falls apart, right? Naturally. But this person does not fall apart. Like he just stands there.
He's just standing there compassionately.
Menacingly, yes, exactly.
Yeah, I think I feel sad and heavy, because it sounds like such a difficult situation to be in, where like you both really care about each other, and you're trying to protect each other from hurt, but then that in itself creates more hurt. So like trying to be kind creates hurt.
Yeah. I'm like, I would rather this person's like, okay, I'm leaving. You know what I mean? Like, I need some space to heal myself, which I'm like, that's valid, that's great. But no, he just like tanks it and he just stands there.
It sounds like more than that. It sounds like he keeps like walking into a fire over and over and over again.
Yeah, but like, I don't know if I'm really good, but I just kind of like keep saying, oh no, let's not hang out, let's not do this. So then he walks into the fire less. But then nowadays he's like, yeah, okay, that's fine. Like, I understand.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'll wait. He doesn't say that specifically. But like that's the implication behind it.
Yeah, like he's putting his life on hold in case you change your mind down the line.
Yeah. I don't even know if it's like in case I change my mind romantically. I think he just like he just cares about me as a person.
Mm-hmm.
And he just wants to be there for me whenever I'm ready to hang out again. Oh, it's oh brother, like you're so nice and kind that I don't know what to do.
And then if you keep setting that boundary, it sounds like that's where it feels like you're hurting him.
But I also can't not set that boundary as well.
Why?
Because then I'm leading him on. Right? Then like we're gonna have this level of closeness because we're gonna talk about, you know, things, like vulnerable things, because as best friends do. But that would like make him feel even more. And you can kind of feel, right? Sometimes like you and your best friend talk about intimate things and it's like, oh great, like we're actually platonic friends and we're on the same level. But I think when the person likes you and you know it, it feels like there's something going on more than that if I decided to do this. And I don't want to do that to him or to myself. And I was thinking in my head, like, there must be a way to fix the situation. So I went down the checklist, right? Of like, what are some external things I can do? And I'm like, there's absolutely nothing. And I'm stuck with this feeling of guilt. And it's the first time where I feel like, I'm actually entrapped in a situation where there's no way out.
What's his responsibility in this situation?
Mine or his?
His. Or both.
I think his responsibility is to himself and to walk away or healed enough to feel okay to like hang out actually platonically.
So then, what's your understanding of why he doesn't?
I actually don't know. Any ideas, guys?
My immediate idea would be that he struggles to face his own insecurity or something within himself. What it is exactly is hard to pinpoint. You were saying something, Anne?
I was curious about the. You said that he had hidden this from you for like a decade, but then he just told you now.
It's another thing. So I exited a relationship and then we didn't talk for 2-3 months, and then I was starting to talk to someone again, and then I legit became official with this other person, and then he asked to hang out the week after. So then he dropped this on me, like I think he was looking for that window of when I was available, and then he told me this a week after. But not that I was gonna consider him like even before anyways, but like I was like, dude, I'm in a relationship, I don't know what to say.
Is when he said, like, he hid it from you because he cares about you. That doesn't seem to add up.
It's a whole thing of like his time kind of stopped after like a certain traumatic event in his life, and he legit didn't progress his life for a very very long time, like 20-25 years. And then recently he starts living again, like he was making steps forward. He never was vulnerable with me. He like we always just talk about me, which is very rare in my interpersonal relationship. So that was the first time he told me something about him. He's like, yeah, I want to move forward with my life, and with me wanting to move forward with my life, this is the first thing I wanted to do. And I was like, fuck.
Yeah, I'm unclear
Yeah.
about his intention for telling you. Like, what does he expect you to react?
Like, we legit sat in the restaurant for 4 hours, I remember, a few years ago. Because he was alluding to it, but he wasn't exactly saying it. And I was like, I noticed, of course, like, okay, we're going to a loop. And then he wants to tell me something, obviously. But then I was like, I need to give this moment to him. Like, he really needs to say it, like, directly, in order to just get it out there. And then I think it's just been on his mind for a very long time. And he missed the previous windows as well in similar manner. So I think he's like, no, this time I'm gonna for real not miss it. But he missed it again.
So that
Yeah, and he
sounds.
told me he missed it like 10 years ago. And he missed it again like 7 years ago. And he missed it again 4 years ago.
So that sounds like he feels like he's just getting the timing wrong. Like you might be interested if he just picks the right time.
I think that's more his frame of mind. Of like, now I just need to like say it at the right time. Then there's like a chance.
Like that's the piece of hope he's clinging on to.
And I did tell him I liked him like 15 years ago, like in middle school when we first met. But like, I don't think that feeling is the same anymore. And I told him that very honestly as well. So yeah, I'm just stuck with this feeling of like, I want to do more for this person, but I can't. And it's actually not the best to do more. But then he's also not doing less. So I'm like just receiving. And that makes me feel bad. So then I'm like, okay, I think I should not receive. But that makes him feel bad and makes me feel bad. But me not receiving is the correct answer, and I know that. But there's like nothing I can do instead of just like consciously like stabbing this person.
Is it what people sometimes call tough love?
I don't know if that act is tough love. I mean, I can see how you see it, but I'm like, I don't know. Like, I would be teaching him a lesson if it's tough love, but I don't think I'm even teaching him. Like, I don't even think that's like the situation, I guess. I don't know. It's just tough. There's no love, actually. It's just tough. It's just tough.
I disagree that there isn't love. Because you are saying that you know the right decision is to, like, you know what this, like, what you see is the right decision to make, and it is tough because it sounds to me it's tough because you know it. If you didn't do it, it would hurt both of you. So, like, flipping that, you do it to care, and that's what I would call tough love, knowing that having to take action for something that might initially hurt people, but in the long run, if the action wasn't taken, it would cause more hurt.
Yeah. I think that's how I envision it as well. Like that's why I did my distance away from this person. And that's what a lot of people told me as well, right? Like stop leading him on, like you need to just have distance. But I don't know if that is what he wants and actually good for him or not. Like there's no like there's uncertainty of like what's the right answer for him. Cuz I don't think that's what he would say.
Yeah.
What makes it feel like it's your responsibility to figure out what that answer is?
Hmm.
I think it's just like seeing the person you care about being hurt just feels off. And I also feel off hanging out with this person not authentically. Like there's something clearly going on, and do I just like look like I don't see it and go on with my day, or like I also just don't know how to act as well.
What's going on that you like? What's the thing going on that you see?
That he clearly likes me.
Yeah. So if um yeah, so one of the important data points you've given is he's like trying to reclaim stuff. He's trying to like take back his life. And if he wants to be in that dynamic and he is like at peace with that, then that sounds you like taking that from him could like inhibit some of that reclamation. So I think ultimately if uh, how do I word this? Yeah, I think if you want to protect him, then I would distance. Um, if you want what's best for him, or how do I word this? This is weird. Hurt is not like a bad emotion. People assign judgment to it, and they're like, "Oh, this is really bad." But if he is okay with feeling hurt, and you like communicate, like, "Okay, so this is like the current dynamic. I see this." He is actually okay with that, and he's okay with this like um, grief, then that actually sounds okay with me. But I don't know. I don't know if like him being led on is something that he is telling to the group of friends or if they are seeing it. Like it's just confusing.
Yeah, I think other people see it that way. Uh, and I I totally agree with you, Jake. Like that's kind of the approach I went with. And then I think there's times where I'm like, okay, I don't think I'm leading on this person, but am I exploiting this person if I clearly see the dynamic? But that's not what I want to do either.
I'm not sure if this is a fair question, but I guess my question is, but you are doing it?
Yeah, I feel like if we hang out and I start talking about me, there's certain level of exploitation because he's really willing to talk about me. Like he welcomed the space in itself. But he like what he gives is like like through the roof. And I can't control that. Unless during the meeting I'm able to like, oh, how about you? But he always spin it back to me. Like he just wants to like learn about me and like just hear what I've been doing.
How do you feel being in that kind of dynamic?
Like suffocating.
So I'm understanding that the guilt is keeping you there?
Like keeping me what?
Is keeping you in the relationship?
It's keeping me in the relationship and out of the relationship at the same time. Because I don't want to see him that much, like for that reason. But I also like feel like I should see him more
Why?
because he keeps asking to hang out.
So because he's asking, you have to obey?
Yes, which is why I'm like, okay, I don't want to hang out, so I say no. So I haven't seen him for a year and a half until this. So then I'm like, okay, I follow my gut. I'm gonna just say no because I don't feel like it. I'm very busy. Like I'm gonna go with that, and we'll hang out only in group settings. Like that's kind of how I like framed it. And then like just, but then like during the wedding, I'm like, nothing's changed. And I think he actually likes me more. I genuinely think that.
And that is what's making you feel guilty?
Yes.
How? Like, I know you've said it, but I have a hard time understanding.
Oh yeah, yeah. I understand. Yeah. I just also feel really bad because like we're actually good friends. So in the wedding, like we're able to banter, like this like just the chemistry that the friendship chemistry is like very strong because we've been friends for so long. Uh, it just makes me feel so guilty because like we could have hang out more, but I also did choose to like protect his feelings. Do I hang out less? And I also feel really bad for like pushing him away that like that. And not just for him, I don't think. Like it's not as like noble as it is. It's for me. Cuz his love is too heavy for me, so I feel like I need to avoid it. And that makes me feel guilty because I'm like maybe like I should tank some of it.
How do you feel about guilt?
It's like the hard. Like I think for me personally, like shame is up there, but like guilt is the hardest because you can't challenge your beliefs in order to like change shame. I mean, change guilt. You can do that for shame because guilt is like you really did something wrong like internally in your like moral code and you really hurt like somebody you care about or something you care about.
I'm also quite confused about the guilt and the mechanics of it. Like, what's actually creating it? Because what I'm hearing is that like with guilt, it sounds like you're doing something that feels wrong, like it conflicts with your moral code. And I'm also hearing that he keeps stepping into that fire time and time again. He's actually suffocating you with a romantic interest. He's not backing off. And somehow you end up feeling like it's your fault.
Yeah, I feel like guilt always comes with like a degree of care. Like that degree of care makes it so hard to detach from the guilt. Like I don't have to do more, but I want to do more because like I really care about this person and I feel guilty for like sitting on my hands. But like there's no other options than like sitting on my hands. So I had to just like watch like the person I care about like hurting again and again. Every time they interact with me, every time they don't interact with me, like I'm just watching.
It's like I don't know how to address it but for me it sounds like a loop that keeps reinforcing itself. Like For example, for me, feeling shame, shaming that I feel shame. It's like you guilt yourself for being guilty, feeling guilty, guilting yourself to feel more guilty. And I'm hearing what you're saying. It's hard for me to understand because I don't see the same guilt. But I do understand and hear that for you, it invokes guilt. So maybe, how would you advise a friend?
I don't like. I think in this situation, I don't think there's any advice for me personally, but I would just feel really sad for the both of them. Like this is something that like can be resolved until he moves on, but he doesn't ever want to move on. It feels like.
Yeah, like it sounds how like he'd rather have both the pain and the connection than move on.
Yeah, he's those psychopaths that's like, I would rather just embrace the pain of love. I'm the very opposite. Like, for real. Like, I would walk away because I'm like, okay, this is this is not it, right? Like, gotta go. But he's the opposite, which then makes me feel like this person is so precious.
Yeah, and it's hard to accept that he would choose something like that.
Yes. For me as well, it feels like, I mean, it's for him. I understand that. But there's like a part that's like for me, and then I'm like, gosh.
What about your hurt? Like, what do you need? Because we're talking a lot about what he needs. But what about you?
So for me, like personally, I'm a very out of sight, out of mind person. Which is why, like, before the wedding, I didn't even think about it that much. I thought about it, but like, not that much. But every time I meet him, it's like the same thing comes back up again. So, what do I need? A week ago was some space to think about it. Yesterday, when I talked about it with my friend brought it up because my friend saw the whole thing. I think for me, just like talking about it helps. Like just expressing, like, this is the situation and like how stuck I am. But I actually don't really know like what support I really need or can get like realistically, because the situation is just like a shitty situation. Unless a perspective also helps. So like Pam, like offering your perspective, like or maybe even offering like what you guys would do. Like I think that would be interesting to hear.
I was thinking my version of guilt is when I choose me over the other person that I care about.
Yeah, that really resonated. Like that made me tear up like the moment you say that. Like it feels really heavy for you as well.
What makes it hard for you to choose you over like satisfying him with like giving him a relationship?
I guess now that I think about it, it's not just me choosing me that makes me feel guilty. It makes me feel extra guilty when he's also choosing me. It feels like we're both choosing me, and I'm like, I rarely even choose me, so like now I'm like getting double the amount, and it feels just so heavy.
Yeah. I was like earlier you said that you want it to be fair. This relationship isn't already, the dynamics is not there, and now it's like double over for you. So you're forced to take it. So if he's choosing you, it would only be fair if you choose him. But that's not how it's working.
Yeah. But I can't choose him.
Yeah.
And I've met with people in the past who like me, and like, it's not this way. Like, they just want the relationship, right? They just want something from me. Like, yeah, let's be romantic. He's not like that, which makes it worse. Because if he's choosing for him, then I can act like with my own agency in accordance.
Yeah, I think this is a really hard situation. To me, it feels like kind of like abandoning a puppy or something. Like it feels like he has such like um pure like love and warmth, and for you to not choose it feels really 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 bad, and there's a lot of grief, and yeah, I think there's just like a lot of sadness. Regardless of your choice, there's going to be sadness, and it's hard to gain clarity on situations that are like um so up to the person. Like the right decision is like changes depending on who hears the story.
Yeah, like golden retriever is such a good way to say it. It's legit like Hachiko. Yeah, I don't know if you guys watched the movie. I'm gonna wait at the train station
Hachiko.
forever. Yeah, like legit, it's the same. Like, what am I going to do? Like, okay, I should take him home, but I can't take him home. So he's just gonna sit at the train station forever. And then, like, do I come visit him sometimes? Like, hi, I'm here for an hour. Okay, I gotta hop on the train again. Like, bro.
I guess for me, I'm split because I understand the abandoned puppy analogy. But at the same time, I'm also battling in my head the notion or judgment that it also comes across as, I'm not sure, like it sounds wrong, but for me it's like it's kind of a victim mindset, or like something like nice guys equivalence. Like if I'm really nice to you, blah blah blah, then people owe me something instead of taking ownership of taking care of themselves. And that I can feel pisses me off a lot right now. Like I'm like, damn guy, please do something. Like don't pour all that energy into like don't keep banging your head at the wall.
Yeah, I think he just doesn't even like.
Season?
I think he'd feel more that way if he's like, take me home. But he's like, no, it's okay. I will be at the train station when you come back.
What if that hour every now and then is actually worth it to him?
Yeah. Yeah. Me and Anne both have a visible reaction to this.
Breadcrumb man.
I guess so. Like, maybe that's the right answer, right? It's like that every now and then you spend an hour to hang out with this puppy.
Yeah, it sucks for you because it seems like he's okay with the unfairness, but you are not. So you're now having to work overtime to make it fair.
Yeah, like it makes me curious of like, is the right answer to just not give a fuck, right? Like, okay, if he's okay with it, he's a consenting adult, he's not a dog, right? He makes his own choice. But it's just so hard. Like, it's just so hard to be like, yep, that's it.
Yeah, because to you, it sounds like like you're losing this friendship that you also enjoy.
And after the wedding, so because I was sobbing to him, and I told him like I feel really bad, and I said like I just wish you can be happy, and then like find your own path and stuff like that, and like I just don't want to make him sad like again and again, and yeah, like after that I didn't know he cried, because I was drunk, and then I went back to my hotel room, and then he texted me 4 days later saying there are no bad memories, and like there's no sad or bad memories, and I was like, nice. No, actually, at that point, I was like, nice. Like, I'm glad, but I know it's a lie. But okay, whatever. And then yesterday, when the friend told me, oh no, like he was also crying, like especially on the ride home, and it was awkward, like because my friend is kind of rude, but he's like, yeah, it was awkward, man. You made it awkward because he was like crying, and I'm like trying to talk to someone else, and I'm like, bro. So this person is lying to me, saying there's no bad or sad memory because like there's clearly was.
I'm actually going to debate that one a bit. I could agree. I could foresee him saying like, "There's no bad memories." Sad. That's more debatable. He was solid. Sad, but like just because he cares about you and just because he's grieving and like all this stuff, like that doesn't mean it was bad. Like I love feeling sad. It's one of my favorite emotions.
Can't.
I can also see a version where like the bad part or like the hurtful part isn't you or the memory itself. It's like the stuff that isn't.
Which feels worse because I totally get what you guys are saying. So I'm like, ah, she's freaking this K drama,
Yeah.
anime character, man. Like I don't know what to do.
And how could that be worth it to someone?
It just makes me feel like, oh, like he's so precious, which makes me feel bad, right? Like I get it. At the same time, it's like I really feel for you. It's like Hachiko waiting at the train station. It's like there are no bad memories, despite the the rainy weather sometimes, and then like not having food sometimes. It's like there's no bad memory waiting for you. It's like, come on, man.
I'm kind of also irked by how your friends keep mentioning that like you made it awkward, or like you let him, like, what is that?
Oh yeah, he also called me a crybaby. He was like, "Oh my god, you cried for 30 minutes." It's a whole thing. Anyways, I roasted him back afterward. So, but yeah, it is. I was kind of upset about it because he's kind of insensitive. So, but he did apologize at the end of the night. because I cried about it again, and he's like, "Oh shit, sorry, I didn't know if you're like you still feel something about it." I'm like, "Yeah, it's unresolved, bro. It's semi-resolved, but not like completely resolved."
What do you want for him?
For the childhood friend,
Yeah, best friend in person.
I want him to move on, like truly.
Even though if that
Romantically,
meant
or
you would never be in contact with him.
Even if it means we will never be in contact.
Mhm.
Like, I genuinely want the best for him.
Which is moving on.
Yeah, because I think like his type of love is so genuine that like it should be reciprocated. Like Hachiko should find the owner. Like there should be like a permanent home for Hachiko.
I'm kind of hearing him say, but the best for me is for you to say yes.
I don't even. Yeah, I guess so, but I think it's not even that. That's the problem. Because then I can just say no again and again, and like kind of really establish my boundary. It's like no, the best for me is staying right here. If you can't take me on the train.
yeah, it reminds me of uh those shows where like people are like, "Get out of here! I don't want to see you anymore." And they're like pushing this person or like animal away, but it's out of love actually, because like it is so loyal that like he'll just stay there.
Yeah, like this level of loyalty just spooks me because then I'm like trapped in this guilt. And I guess I could be okay with it, like in order to like not feel guilty. But like that creates like different guilt. But technically I can like detach, right? Like, okay, whatever. This dog's waiting for 10 years, like, okay, whatever. He's in the rain, like, okay, whatever. But then it just doesn't feel authentic then. Like, why am I best friend with this person if I don't care about this person? Then it's a loop.
Yeah, I understand, and this is very hard, if not impossible.
Yeah, like it's the first impossible problem where I'm like, wow, there's actually no way really out of the situation. Even if I die, like it's not like there's no way out.
Yeah, and that's really sad.
Yeah, I think genuinely best is for us to like not hang out and not see each other. But I don't know if he would agree to the idea. He wants to hang out again, and I said, I'm busy this month. This month I'm busy.
I'll be busy for the foreseeable future.
So I'm delaying it by a whole month, but like sooner or later, I think there needs to be a conversation about this. And would be interesting to update you guys on how that goes. But I do feel better though, guys. I think just saying it, it's enough to me, like for me to process and sort it out. And I think whatever happens in a month, like would happen, like naturally in the conversation. I can't really like. I guess I can kind of pre-plan, like this is what I'm gonna say, but like, I think it's best to resolve it together instead of like I need to help this person and I need to like take care of this person, all this thing. Any other thoughts from anybody else? Otherwise, I'm like, we have 17 minutes.
I just keep thinking, I feel like I've been this person.
Like the best friend? Like that's waiting?
It was more in a setting where I really wanted to be friends with someone and couldn't, but it feels very similar.
Yeah, I think I also relate, but I'm not sure because I don't know this person, so I don't know what he's feeling. And also, it when you talk to him, it seems to only be like he'll like reverse it on you. So it's like, yeah, he feels very like mirror like, so it's like hard for me to know what he's feeling.
Yeah. It's the single person in my life where I'm like, wow, you're more of a mirror than me. So then you have to be the mirror instead of I'm being the mirror. He dummy reverse. I don't know who gets the reference, but that's fine.
That's a One Piece reference, if anyone knows of that series. Normies. But yeah. Those are my only thoughts. Anything from Anne or Pam?
I had a question earlier. If you've ever been in the opposite, like if you have been in his shoes in your life. Not that it has to be like the exact same, but similar.
I think slightly, but not the same version. Where, well, actually, no, interesting question. Yeah, it's a different version, like a complete different version, where at least there's like glimmer of hope. That's where I would stand. But if I'm like, the train ain't coming back, like I'm like, okay, it's time to like wander off into the dark, you know? But for this person to just like, doesn't matter, I'm standing firm to this. In a way, I think I admire that sort of like tenacity. And I think I feel a lot of warmth, like, oh, for me, like, for me to matter so much to this person as well, like, gives me a lot of warmth. But I also wish, like, he doesn't do that. But yeah, I have been in that role, but a lot of times I would leave. Because I'm like, oh, like, you're not interested. Cool. we move on. I'm very rational about it, I guess. But he's like irrational about it, and I'm like, I don't know what to do with you. Any last thoughts, Anne?
Cool. We got like 13 minutes left. What y'all want to do?
What are the options?
Want to hear how you relate to the friend?
Ooh.
So I can think of two examples. One, I'm okay talking about on stream. The other, I'm happy to share, but after we stop. But one example would be, I'm actually still friends with this person, but it's someone who's really busy and generally unavailable. And when we first met, I didn't have a lot of friends, and this is someone online, and we got along really well. So I would want to hang out like as much as I could, but in practice, he only had time once a week or once every few weeks, and also it was kind of unpredictable. So sometimes he would just message saying like, "Hey, I have an unexpected hour gap in my workday. Do you want to play a video game or something?" And so like I would spend so much time just like waiting or like being available in case he happens to have that gap. And that feels kind of similar, where like having that hour once in a while felt better than nothing at all, but also then I spent so much time in between kind of just waiting and like wanting more, but also I knew like that was never gonna happen, but it still felt like it was worth it for the occasional time.
I'm curious what made it worth it, because in my mind it would be like, damn, you don't want to spend more time with me, and that's what I want.
I mean, I think in part, like, he was legit busy. He was working, like, 80 to 100 hours a week. So it's not like he didn't enjoy hanging out, but there literally wasn't time. So it didn't feel like it's about me or, like, that he doesn't want to. Then I didn't really have a lot of other friends that were so easy to spend time with. So this was way better than anything else I had at the time. And so, like, if I'm starving and I get food once a week, it's still worth it.
Yeah, it's better than nothing.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
I mean, Anne always have the same reaction.
I'm thinking of like how interesting this is to hear from these perspectives, because now I'm thinking like, what is wrong with me that I don't think I've ever like wanted to hang out with someone that much. Like if I get rejected once, then it's like I'm okay being like very hungry.
Actually, that made me realize it's interesting. For me, this only ever happens with people who are unavailable. Like, if people want to hang out and have the time, usually I feel pretty neutral, even indifferent, to the point where it bothers me. Like, I wish I wanted to spend more time with this person because they're great and it's fun. So, like, why am I not feeling that pull? And then if someone can't, that's where my brain just switches into, like, crazy, obsessed mode.
So if you want to be friends with Tom, you have to be unavailable. Is that what I'm hearing?
Apparently, yeah.
That's what I'm hearing.
Interesting. Take notes, chat.
I can share for me, it's because on a deeper level, I have learned that, how do I describe it? Mhm. It is a form of, like, I want people to spend time with me, but on a unconscious level, I gonna out myself a lot. I don't feel like I'm worth spending time with. So if people actively seek to spend time with me, I will reject them because I do not agree with that sentiment. And I think something along the lines could be maybe at play.
I relate to that a little. A slightly different flavor. In like, if people like me, I don't believe that.
For me, that becomes scary.
Mm-hmm.
Also,
How?
Good question. I don't know. I think I'm scared that I won't be able to reciprocate, or that, like, they will care more than I do, and then I don't like rejecting people or like having to. Yeah.
Which is where I'm at.
Yeah, and then I feel guilty.
Yes. I would rather feel ashamed than guilty.
And then I tend to get busy, or like, yeah.
Yeah, then busy is a great distraction.
But then I become really productive for a change, so there is an upside.
And coping.
That's how I broke up with someone, but it wasn't like an intentional plan. But in hindsight, I can see that that's what happened, where I just became increasingly busy, and I felt like there was just so much work piling up that I had to get through. And then I was so overwhelmed and burnt out with the relationship as well, where I decided to break up. And then all of a sudden, I wasn't nearly as busy and had time to recover. So like looking back, I can sort of see the pattern. In the moment, it legit felt like I don't have the capacity for anything, and there's just more and more work piling up. But yeah.
Yeah, it feels like you didn't have capacity for the relationship specifically.
Yeah. But then to avoid the relationship, I took on more actual work.
I guess what made you not have capacity for the relationship then?
Oh, that was I think it was largely a communication thing where the other person really wanted me to be more vulnerable and open up more, but whenever I did, they would respond in a way that made me feel worse. And we talked about it a lot, but it wasn't really improving enough where I was just like more and more drained over time because they kept pushing to the point where it was like I can't have another conversation because I'm literally at zero.
Yeah, it feels like you try to provide, right? Like do this thing that's supposed to be the right thing, but it feels wrong. Like it doesn't land good because she or this person like doesn't respond good.
Yeah, and all of the time, like, she wanted me to be vulnerable, and then, but then if I shared that I don't feel okay about something, whatever it was, it could just be problems, like work-related stuff that feels stressful. She would try to convince me why I shouldn't feel stressed, which mirrors patterns from like growing up. So even like little hints of that trigger a very strong response in my brain where I feel really invalidated and like I need to protect myself. But then to protect myself, like flip the conversation around where now I'm supporting her, and that's draining. Especially when I'm in a place where I actually need support, and then I have to like put that aside and be there for the other person. And I wasn't able to actually just set a boundary there of like ending the conversation or
Yeah, it felt like you were trying really hard for this person and for the relationship as well.
yeah. And she was as well, just in ways that weren't very compatible.
I'm gonna pause the conversation. Uh, I was thinking about like Tom mentioning like he didn't have anything to talk about because life is good, and then I'm like, I mean, this feels kind of important. I mean, I understand why it didn't come up because it just wasn't relevant, but
Oh yeah, I
yeah, I
know
didn't
there's
know.
so much stuff that like would be good to talk about, but when I feel good, none of that feels like it matters at all, or like it feels resolved, even though I know it's not, but because I feel good in the moment, I completely forget that's part of my experience.
Hmm.
To the point where sometimes it's hard to relate to some of the memories.
I'm going to not dig into that, but if you want to explore that next time, make a note of it or something.
Cool.
Um, cool. How's everybody doing? How do y'all feel about the session? Any thoughts, emotions? Yeah.
Mars, you want to go first?
Sure. I was waiting for other people to go first. It feels good to talk about it. It feels good to be supported. Because I was thinking about this last night too. Of it's hard to get support on this because mm, people might have a different reaction about it. Like, man, wow, you're liked. Good for you. You know, like, what's your problem, kind of thing. That could be like one end to like perceiving this issue from like especially a male dominated like perspective. And I think from like a female dominated perspective, there could be a potential of jealousy. Like, right, you're liked a lot by a guy, like, cool. And then they would, like, it just feels off when I talk about these things, potentially. So I'm glad that there was a safe space for it. Pass it off to Tom.
I didn't expect to share the stuff at the end, so my brain's kind of catching up with that because that is a pretty big topic, and it's like, oh, where did that come from? That's all I've got. Anne?
I felt chill. I think at the beginning, I noticed I was trying to figure out how to engage per usual, but then as the conversation went, I felt like I was pretty in the moment. Like this past week, which I don't know how I feel about, like being in the moment, but not like being aware in the moment. I'm just like going with the flow, and then it's done at the end. Pam?
I think it was an interesting topic. Yeah, I think it brought up a lot of emotions, and it was nice to see different perspectives and I guess would call the broad scope of like seeing the situation from both sides and being able to just unravel the situation. That was to me a valuable experience to be part of. So thank you.
I also was processing my stuff because I relate to Mars.
Nice. I'm interested in talking about Tom's topic next time.
Okay.
About this chasing and comfortable with chasing but not comfortable with receiving. But that would be interesting.
Let's write it in chat so we remember.
Cool.
But yeah, Jake, do you want to do a check-in as well?
Sure. I was actually thinking about like, okay, everyone else it got handed off to. Should I just like insert myself? Because there's like an expectation I'm supposed to do a checkout, but no one handed it to me. So I'm like, I'm cool with just like ending it. So I was like, what do I do here? How am I feeling? I'm feeling good. I'm actually feeling better than I thought. Interesting. At the start of the session, I felt pretty tired, and then around like 30 minutes in, I felt my empathy start to turn on. And then at this like last bit of the conversation, it felt like there was very little tension with everyone, and like no one was like trying to like make a conversation happen. It was just like very natural, and that felt really warm for me. Yeah, overall conversation went well. Cool. Now, is there anything from chat? Any questions? Stuff. Fox God, are you here? No messages, no questions, says the Fox God. What the hell? Cool. Anything from anybody in the call then? Radical. Well, that's it. We'll see y'all next week.
Thank you for watching. Again, if you'd like to join a support group similar to this, you can join us through our website, questoflife.org. And if you'd like to support us with our mission, please consider donating and or volunteering. You can also do that via our website so that we can run more free groups for more people. Thanks.